Hello there, welcome back to my channel. Copper Dragons here, and I'm going to be playing some more LEGO Marvel Superheroes. So let's hop right in and continue the game. Now, last time, I finished up the Doc Ock level, which is like level 2. And now I'm moving on to whatever level 3 is. So yeah, let's just get all of that done and just see what I can do from there. So let's just hop right in and continue the game. Alright, now keep in mind, I will still be playing the sequels to this game, LEGO Marvel Avengers and LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2. I will still be playing those after I finish up this game, but it probably will be an extended amount of time. So yeah, until I actually end up finishing up those games. So yeah, since mostly due to the fact that I need to try and, 1, beat this game, and for 2, get up through the rest of the other levels too in the process.
Won't be easy with this
you know, for the other games. But yeah. Let's just try and get through here already. Yeah, I don't remember how to get through all this electricity, but I know it's at least a little bit of distance. The main reason why I'm breaking all this stuff is mostly due to the fact that, you know, anything could help out. Wait, actually, this is leading me through here. That little hologram ghost guy, whatever he is. It's Marvel. It's gonna be confusing. No matter what it is. Okay, let's just try and blow this up. What? Oh, that honestly kind of confused me, if I'm being honest. I was wondering why it wasn't exploding.
Trash the place a little more.
Okay, let's just see what I can do with all of this. Real quick. Mostly because I need to just jump across. Oh. Seems like I'm gonna need Black Widow's help a little bit. You know, if the mechanics still work the same, with, you know, female characters jumping a little bit higher than male ones.
Grab me a chicken Alfredo while you're over there, huh?
Okay.
You want me to pick up your dry cleaning too?
Let's just go ahead and get through and just see what I can do from here. Okay, that's a lot of electricity that I gotta get through. Let's try and use the acrobatic skills, since Black Widow should also have those as well. Man, I wish I had Thor right now. Come to think of it. You know, for pretty obvious reasons with the electricity. So, yeah. Let's just see what I can do with all of this. I know I need to turn it off with the electricity. So, yeah. Okay, I think I'm doing pretty well in terms of this stuff. Now I should be safe to get through. Wait, let's try and get Black Widow and, Hawkeye back up together. Alright. Now, this stuff should be a little bit safer, considering Black Widow turned off the electricity. So, yeah. Also, I think that Hawkeye has a grapple hook ability. You know, with all of this, with his bow. Yeah, he is pretty much an arrow for what is essentially everything in this game.
Maybe next time, just,
and it,
you know,
just
like
kind of feels a little weird, if I'm being honest.
Shouldn't be a problem for you, right?
Okay, I need to turn on her cloaking ability, just to be able to pull this lever and get through. Alright, let's start up this level already. And also, goblins should have, you know, cosmic brick, as seen in the last video. So yeah. Alright, let's just see what I can do here. Yeah, I really want to get this level done, if I'm being honest. Solely due to the fact that, you know, I just want to try and beat this game so that way I can move on to the sequels. Spider-Man's been involved with every level so far. He's been involved with the first 2 levels, and I'm assuming he's getting involved with this level too. Honestly, though, it kind of does make sense, since Spider-Man is one of the biggest heroes for Marvel. So yeah, it only makes sense that he's involved
Flint,
here.
you shouldn't have.
Alright, let's just work on defeating, you know, Goblin here. So, yeah. Okay, I think that, Black Widow is the only one out of all characters that can use these panels.
The goblin will be waiting for us.
Oh.
Proceed with caution. We need to find him and that cosmic brick.
What? I have no clue what's going on here. Yellow, red, blue. Yellow, red, blue. I think that's the order. There we go. I wasn't expecting that to work. Those kinds of puzzles are, like, a lot more weird to me, personally. You know, like, I know that I dealt with those one puzzles in Lego City Undercover. I know I dealt with them there. But at least they actually gave you a straightforward answer, you know? At least they actually tried to give you a more straightforward answer to the color puzzles there, instead of here where it's just not as straightforward. So yeah, that's easily the most confusing part about that to me. It's the fact that it's just not straightforward. I have no clue what I can do here. I think that is for a character I haven't unlocked yet. Wait, I need Hawkeye real quick to launch a bomb arrow at this silver thing. Since, you know, that is one of his abilities. Okay, that should be good for right now. Why are you attacking me, pal? Why are you attacking me? You know what, screw it. You're dead now. See you in the afterlife, I guess. Alright, let's just see what I can do with this puzzle. Yellow, red, blue. Yellow, red, blue. Okay, there we go. Yeah, is it just gonna give me the same answer every single time for this puzzle? If it is, that's gonna be a really cheap way of going about things, if I'm being honest. Wait, how did Goblin get behind me? That doesn't make sense. You know, that doesn't really make too much sense that he got behind me whenever he was clearly ahead of me. You know? Like, that doesn't really make too much logistical sense, if I'm being honest. So, yeah. Either way, screw it. Let's just try and, you know, take out Goblin here. This is pretty much essentially just a box level, just like the Stop Box level. So yeah. Wait, was that Deadpool? Jesus Christ, that was kind of out of place, if I'm being honest. Considering you wouldn't expect... Well, then again, you would kind of expect Deadpool to be in the most random of places, but, you know, not in this level whenever he's not even a playable character. You know? Like, it's just weird to see him here.
My spidey sense. Something close by.
Okay, let's just try and see what I can do with all of this. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to climb up, aren't I? Yep, I did. Let's pull this lever and just see what I can do. And that just made a ladder. Of course it did. I'm gonna need Hawkeye. To blow up this silver brick. Okay, let's just try and see what I can do here. I'm gonna need a grapple hook ability to pull this down and just get through already. Wait, I thought that would... I feel so stupid. I thought that would have been a place for a ladder.
Oh, it's just begun.
Man, it's so weird hearing Ratchet's voice actor, you know, play Spider-Man. It just feels so out of place to me, you know? Like, but it's not an unwelcome addition, you know? For what I can only say is pretty obvious reasons, because I do love me some good Ratchet and Clank. So yeah. And also, I think that, the actor, I forgot his name already. I brought it up in a previous video, but the actor is, like, really good even though he pretty much essentially just does the Ratchet voice every single time.
There must be a way to get
But
past.
he is a very welcome addition to any cast, in my opinion. You know? But either way, let's just try and pull down these. And just see what I can do. Yeah, seems like Black Widow's going to be invisible for the time being. You know what, let's just turn her visible, just for simplicity's sake. Okay, let's just try and fight Green Goblin already. Yeah, it makes sense why he's sitting there, considering he is Norman Osborn. You know what? One of my least favorite parts about how people handle Goblin is just making him too goofy. Like, in LEGO games, that's an exception, because everything is goofy, no matter what. But whenever it's something like animated shows, it just doesn't really fit Goblin's character all too much. You know?
Goblin and the cosmic
okay, I need to
brick
blow
wait.
this stuff
I need
up.
to get out of this place.
Yeah, I can see why they didn't really bring too much risk here, if I'm being honest. With those panels pushing in and out. I can see why they didn't bring too much risk. Solely due to the fact that this is a kid's game after all. And pretty much almost every person, myself included, aren't really kids anymore. So yeah. Wait, I'm gonna have to fight Venom now? I'm just wondering what Venom has to do with Osborn. If anything, I think Venom would more akin to hating Osborn than, you know, outright caring for it in any sense of the word. You know? So yeah, it just seems kind of weird how Venom of all characters is here. You know? Let's just try and take out some of these lab people, so that way I can just keep moving. I didn't even get hit there. What did I even get hit by? You know, let's just keep moving and ignore that fact. Okay. Let's just try and take out that electrocution guy, whatever he is. Okay, I just gotta try and... Wait, there's some silver stuff up here, so I can blow those up. Okay, let's just try and blow them up and then just get out of here. Okay, I need Spider-Man to use a spider sense. Okay, let's just use the grapple hooks, the grapple webs that Spider-Man uses. Alright. Now let's get out of here and just see where I can go. Yeah, I'm gonna have to break this stuff. And just see what I can do with all of it.
Oh, great. Looks just like symbiote goo.
Okay. Yeah, I can see why Spider-Man of all characters hates the symbiote, considering, you know, what it's been shown to do to Spider-Man as a character. But then again, the writers just outright hate Spider-Man in any sense of the word. So, no matter what, he's gonna hate everybody. Or at least, he should anyways. Especially the writers room at Marvel. Like, that's the one kind of people I know he should hate the most, if he ever got to meet them, that is. Like, he should definitely hate the writer's room at Marvel, pretty much essentially ruining his life in every way possible. Okay, I'm gonna need Hawkeye. Okay, let's just try and get up here already. Yeah, that's weird that the symbiotes were right there at all times, pretty much. Okay, let's just try and hit this one too. Now I'm gonna need Black Widow. Okay. You know, the main reason I'm using Black Widow is because usually the female characters in all LEGO games have some kind of acrobatic skill. If not, there are some, like, exceptions to certain degrees. So yeah. I'm pretty sure that, Lego City, I mean, not Lego City, but Lego DC Supervillains also has a few exceptions there. You know, especially when, like, I think the custom character has some acrobatic skills, and also a lot of the characters in there aren't going to be female, and there are some acrobatic segments that you got to do in that game.
Good work.
So it only makes sense that you got to give some of the male
What happened
characters
here?
acrobatic
The whole
skills
lab's
too.
been abandoned.
So that only makes sense if you think about it logistically. So yeah, let's get out of this goo. It's wild how much Venom can separate himself. You know, like, it's wild, especially since he needs at least one host to survive.
Power's up. We can find
So
a power
yeah.
generator. We should be able to get it back online.
Let's just keep going and just see what I can find. Yeah, I can get through since a lot of this can be broken. Not all of it can. Alright, I want to try and fill up the stud meter for this level, since I didn't get to do it last level. Let's swap to Spider-Man. I want to use Spider-Man as much as possible, particularly since he is my favorite hero of all time, as I've made so evidently clear in, my Insomniac series for the Spider-Man games. So yeah. I'm gonna need Hawkeye, since, his bows can launch arrows for that stuff. So let's just try and see what I can do here. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna need to get this done. Okay. Let's move this piece. Okay. I'm doing pretty well in terms of solving this puzzle. Yeah, it seems like every pipe is going to be utilized here. So, yeah.
Power restored to caution advised.
Yeah, I just really want to try and beat this level already. I honestly love this game for everything I've played of it, but it just gets really tedious in LEGO games. That's easily the worst part about it for me sometimes, is the sheer tediousness of it. Okay, let's get out of this goo. And just keep going. Okay. I'm doing pretty well in terms of, this level progress. So yeah, let's get rid of this guy, since he's easily the one enemy I know I gotta defeat. Or at least one of them anyways. Okay, let's just try and get rid of some of these
Coming
enemies
out of
here.
the walls.
I just really gotta try and, beat all these enemies. Since they're easily the biggest threat right now. Yeah, they're just way too many of them for me to get everything done in a decent pace without taking them all out. So yeah, if I don't take them all out now, it's gonna be a bigger issue later. Okay. I think I need to press this. Okay, there we go. That's something I know I needed to do. Wait, huh? So I guess I need to get to the other side first, I think. So yeah, let's just handle all of this. Wow, I don't even know if I'm halfway through the level, and I've already almost got a full stud meter. That's kind of crazy to think about. And now I do have a full stud meter. That's crazy to think about. Okay. Let's just try and get Hawkeye. Now Spider-Man. Now let's get Black Widow to the other side. Since, I kind of need to get both things solved on both ends. So, yeah. You know what, let's take out some of these enemies here. That's easily the one thing I know I gotta do. Okay, let's just get out of here already. You know, I don't even know if Venom's gonna be the main villain of this level. I know it has to be at least somewhat Goblin, but I think Venom's also gonna be a boss too. So yeah. Let's go ahead and build. Wait, there's something right here that I can try and break. I think it can give me some parts for a build. Okay, let's break this too. Okay, let's try and see what I can do with all of this. Okay, let's see if I can break all of this. I really need to get all of this done. Yeah, that really didn't make too much sense why Black Widow couldn't destroy that, but Hawkeye could, if I'm being honest. Okay, let's just try and build, and I guess get out of here already, and just try and fight the boss that is most likely through here.
Did you see it freak out?
So
'cause of the
yeah,
loud
sound,
noise? It's alien signals,
not
alright.
the greatest ally of, you know, all symbiotes. So yeah. Let's just get out of here and just see what I can do. I don't feel safe. Jesus Christ! Honestly, that was by far one of the most unexpected things, if I'm being honest, since, you know, jump scares aren't really Lego's thing, if I'm being honest. They're more or less like a horror games kind of thing. Obviously so. Yeah, I can tell that, you know, at least some kids out there probably crapped their pants to that one scene. Probably. Who am I kidding? Most likely. So yeah. Let's just see what I can do with all of this. I need to try to break as much of this stuff as possible. You know, so that way I can get out. Wait, seems like this is for, you know, Hawkeye's bows. So yeah, let's just try and get through already. Now I'm gonna need Spider-Man. To, you know, use 2 grapples. That's easily the best option right now. Now let's build. Fires are also not the best ally of, you know, symbiotes. So yeah, let's just go ahead and get through.
And unsuspicious office tower. This place is surprisingly disgusting.
You said it.
I think that's all of them.
Okay, let's take out Venom here.
No.
Since that's the one thing I know I can do. Yeah, Venom. He's easily one of the biggest threats I've encountered so far in this game. Like, easily so. So yeah, let's just try and take him out already. You know what? I always wanted to... One character that I wanted most out of all LEGO minifigures is easily one for Venom. Like, he's easily by far one of my favorite villains. Like, ever.
Venom, the guys.
So yeah, that's kind of the main reason why I wanted one of them whenever I was younger and growing up. So yeah. Let's just take out all of these enemies here. Yeah, this is probably gonna be more or less time-based, which that honestly really sucks because time is not the one thing I really have the most of. So yeah. But either way, let's just keep going and just try and get out of here. Let's try and defeat Venom. Just take out as much of his health as possible. Okay. Yeah, I just really gotta try and take out the last 2 hearts of Venom. Okay, let's just see what I can do here. Hopefully I can take out Green Goblin here. So yeah. So that way I can actually finish up this little segment. Okay. Yeah, this is the best I can do because of time. You know, time can shrink the level. Seems like I gotta burn this stuff, because that seems more like a flamethrower. It looks like one anyways. Alright, let's just try and burn Venom. Hopefully it doesn't kill Eddie Brock while I'm at it. So yeah. Let's just see what I can do against Venom here. I need to deal more damage to him. Okay. Let's just see what I can do here. I think he only has 1 heart left, I think. Alright, let's just try and take out some of these enemies already. But actually, I don't even think I've died this level. I don't even think I have. Like, this entire time, I don't think I've even had a moment of dying. Maybe once or twice, but that's about it. So yeah, let's just go ahead and just try and pull this thing down already to take out Venom. Alright, seems like I'm gonna have to try and use one of Hawkeye's arrows real quick. Maybe I can use one of Spider-Man's webs. Maybe that works. Yep, it does. Let's just try and take out Venom here. Yep, that's the end of Venom.
Green Goblin, come on!
Okay, let's just see what I can do. Hopefully, this is the end of the level. It most likely is. So yeah.
Knew I should have packed my anti-goblin arrows.
Legolas! Ha!
Yeah,
Can
that
you and the
was
other
a bad
Avengers track him
pun.
down? I gotta do dishes, homework, explain to my girlfriend why I am always leaving her waiting at coffee places. I mean, my life is really hard.
Jesus Christ, Spider-Man is so bad with the secret identity game, the secret identity thing throughout this. You know, like, he is so bad with keeping his secret identity secret. You know?
Tell me
But either way, let's just try and continue.
Sorry, sir. The Green Goblin got away.
Coulson.
I know, sir. Clean up at Oscorp.
Tell me you found something.
Well, besides going through about 100 keyboards for Hulk, I've gone through some of my space data about that Silver Surfer we encountered. He was filthy with power cosmic.
I was afraid of that.
And I've tracked the Silver Surfer's power signature from that mystery ship. Looks like they landed in Latveria.
Latveria? That means Dr. Doom.
Sir, we have a break-in.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious that
Iron Man, Hulk,
Dr.
you're up.
Doom is the one that has them.
Okay, sir.
You know,
We'll
if you
get
watch
right on.
previous videos on the game. So yeah. Thank you for at least being a little kind, Hulk. So yeah. Good on Hulk for that one. A little kindness doesn't hurt. So yeah. Alright, let's just see what I can do here. Wow, this is a really long zoom in. Jesus Christ, there was no need to make that zoom in so long. Like, there was absolutely no need. You know?
You better check it out ASAP.
Alright. That's gonna be the end of today's video. Be sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.